And now you got to click go live, and it's going to go down again.
Right? Can you imagine? 3, 2, 1. Are we live? Are we live? Survey says YouTube's live. Oh,
It is.
dang it. Olafur's still here on the live, but it's all good. All good. Noise. And
Okay,
we're live. Drones After Dark, Season 3, Episode 6. Last recording was tough. Was real tough because I fiddled with streaming software for 45 minutes, and we figured it out. You know,
yeah, it took us a
the
few weeks.
co-founder of Designing Reality to help us troubleshoot this
So,
technicality.
right. And then next show we'll be having somebody from Riverside on, right? So they can show us how to walk through the platform, right? Our next guest. So if anybody from
Yeah.
Riverside's watching, reach out to Bobby, and you can be on our next episode.
Right? Just
Oh my God.
2 years experience. Not good enough.
Down the drain.
Not good enough.
So what was the issue? What was the issue that we couldn't go live last time, this time? So what was the issue?
Well, last time I clicked on live. I've been using Riverside for podcasting for 2 years now, and it's gone without a hitch every single time. And all of a sudden, this time it wouldn't go live. It said like stream is not public.
So how'd you resolve it? What
For
was an
45
extension?
minutes, I was just like banging my head on it. And today, fortunately, with the founder of Designing Reality, which spun off into capturing reality capture, which got bought out for big bucks by Epic Games. He helped me troubleshoot it. So, no thanks to you, Lewis.
Listen, it just like last episode. I'm just gonna be here watching it because you get to geek out again. You know, this is stuff that you know about.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 episodes of Bobby geeking out over tech.
Hey, at least for the past, what was this, like 20 minutes, you get to enjoy heckling me, and also 45 minutes last time as well. So that's a total of an hour of heckling on your end. So
it's a shame nobody got. It's a shame nobody got to watch it, man. That's the real entertainment. That's the real entertainment.
It's just me staring at the camera like, dang it, I'm copying these stream keys. It's not working. But all it took was just disabling a bunch of ad blocks, reloading Chrome, updating it, and it went live. So we're live. We're good. We got people, and we have someone else, a very special guest, Olafur. Lewis, do you want to introduce
all the way from
Olafur?
Iceland? I'll leave it up to you. Other than listen, we've been delaying him. It's 1:00 in the morning in Iceland. So let's get the show on the road so he can eventually get to sleep at some point.
Yeah, fair enough. So Olafur has a bachelor's and got his master's in Denmark in interactions design. He moved to Los Angeles in 2010 and worked in the movies industry. And at that time, photogrammetry software wasn't as prevalent as it is right now. So he thought, what if I created my own photogrammetry software, or 3D modeling software for the animations, the movie industry, so that they can make better CGI. So he did exactly that. He founded Designing Reality and in 2012, and then sought to build out the company that it is today, which got acquired by Epic Games. But there's some drama with his co-founders, where his co-founders, some Slovakians, may have stolen the code as well as the company. So some Slovakian hackers? I don't know. But we'll see, because Olafur is here. How's it going, Olafur?
What an intro.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
I was watching. Yeah, I can. I was watching the live. It's a little behind, so I'm here.
So we gotta clear something up real quick, because you don't have anything against Slovakian people, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, perfect. Because Bobby made it seem like you hate all of Slovakia, so we just wanted to clear that
up.
Oh no,
but we'll find out more
in
the podcast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, the 2 people watching us are gonna leave us some comments. Hopefully it's no Slovakian people and those 2 people in the audience.
Oh, that would be very nice though, if that was the case. It's just one thing, Lewis, you're not allowed to talk about, try and sell some cat food and stuff, because the ad blocks are off.
Oh yeah, you're right. We're done now.
Yeah.
Bob,
No,
Bobby just turned off all this privacy settings. So if anybody wants to hack Bobby's computer,
oh, great.
tonight's the night to do it.
Turned off all the VPNs.
Everything.
Oh,
He's in Houston, so no, it's easy to find him.
Come on, Houston.
I know. I was just, dude, I don't want to give you your exact location away.
I just got to exit out of all the Riverside troubleshooting.
Yeah.
I'm going to get so many IT help desk ads. It's going to be nasty.
Probably.
Absolutely nasty. But, Olafur, welcome to the podcast. I made a quick intro about you, about designing reality, as well as the Slovakians that turned it into capturing reality. So, do you want to talk more about the Slovakians? What happened?
Well, I mean, I guess maybe we should, step back a little bit further about, founding the company and so on. Like you did in the intro, I didn't hear the whole intro, but so I founded the company in 2012, and I had already looked around, for a while for like talent. I wanted, of course, to get the best of the best. So I had a look around. Some of the what was happening back in 2012, photogrammetry stuff was happening in the US. It was happening in France, and it was happening in Czech Republic at the university over there. And getting people from the US is extremely difficult. They get this gobbled up by the big tech companies right away. So it's pretty difficult to get these people involved in startups. Same goes for France. They usually stay pretty local. So they found their own companies in France. So that's why I ended up looking and kind of towards the Eastern Europe, kind of what they were doing over there. And I ended up hiring Michael Jankusek to design reality here in Iceland. So I had this company founded in Iceland in the beginning, and he was an employee for a while until we wanted to try and find some more people to come and join us, and he suggested brothers, and they were working at Microsoft at the time. So they worked in a company that Microsoft acquired, and made them an offer if they wanted to come and join, this photogrammetry software development, and they accepted. And quickly after, kind of after talking about it, because I was the only owner of the Icelandic entity, and at the time, in 2012, we had currency restrictions in Iceland, so it was really difficult to get seed funding for kind of startups, and he couldn't even accept money from abroad. It was against the law. That made it extremely difficult to get both Icelandic money into startups and of course foreign money as well. And our decision was to move the entity to the US, to move all the IP and everything to the US, and co-found the company together, and kind of split the company. So 3 here from Iceland. So I had already gotten 2 guys to join me here in Iceland, and then of course the 3 guys. So 2 in Slovakia, and Michael was living in Germany at the time. And so yeah, we kind of just split the company in half by founding it, and that's still the case. The ownership is still split in half. They're still owners of Designing Reality Incorporated. So that was incorporated in Delaware. And by doing this, moving the IP and kind of just starting the business over there, we were able to go for like seed funding in the US. So no currency restrictions in the US. This took a while to kind of move the entity, from Iceland to the US because of the currency restrictions of like how do you move the IP over there, and how do you actually move money out of the country to fund such a company. We got a very good law firm to do all the paperwork to fund the company, Wilson Sonsini. And so the paperwork, the funding papers of the company are extremely good.
Nice. How much were you
Yeah.
funded?
We didn't have any funding just yet. We were about to sign funding of about $1 million for 10%. And just before getting the funding, the three guys had already founded a company in Slovakia. So with our name, Designing Reality to Capturing Reality, so pretty much just copying the name. And Capturing Reality was actually one of the names we had on like white paper inside the company, among many other names. And when
let's go
when
back
they
a
left,
step.
yeah,
So
sure.
so they left the company. Why did they leave the company? What happened? Did they steal any IP or anything?
Yeah, so basically what they did on their way out. So again, they founded their own company before leaving, and while they were leaving, they ended up going into the servers of the company and deleting everything. So they deleted all source code, they deleted all binaries, all image data, everything. They took company computers, so laptops, desktops, everything they could. They used the company's offices onwards. Like we had paid for rent in Slovakia, for offices, for internet, pretty much everything, to run a company in like an office for Designing Reality in Slovakia.
What was their motive?
Well, it's pretty obvious. The using Designing Reality to bootstrap. We had paid all the money to bootstrap the company, and as soon as they saw like all the value in the in the software, they just decided to leave and make identical software.
Did you have
So-
any like disagreements with them?
So the
I mean, don't we all have like disagreements? The disagreements about funding, about how things were going to move forward, and so on. But it was pretty obvious that they just saw and took the opportunity to kind of leave and keep going on their own with identical products. And what is interesting, sorry.
So I was gonna say, so this all happened not in Iceland. This happened in Slovakia.
Yeah. So yeah, they founded the company in Slovakia, and this
But when
is
they
the
were
company
working,
that.
when you guys were working,
Sorry.
no, I was gonna say, but when you guys were working, they were working with you in Iceland, or they were in Slovakia. So
two of them in Slovakia and one in Germany.
okay.
So they didn't move to Iceland. No.
Got it. So they got the source code, took away the deleted it as well from the servers, took the computers and the office space. What happened afterwards?
So we got our law firm to kind of write them letters to inform them about the breach. That we had like logs of them deleting everything. We have, of course, receipts for all the hardware. Yeah, and just made it very clear that they would not be allowed, to keep on with this product, And
Right,
we
but
asked
they
for
kept on
we
going.
asked for them. Yeah, we asked for them to return like all the source code. At the time, they actually didn't know that we had all the source code. Everything was backed up. So they were pretty certain that they managed to run away with all the source codes, and we didn't have anything in hand. At one point, they through their lawyer, they sent back what they said was the source code, and it was completely destroyed. So that was actually kind of worse than not handing anything over, where they deliberately kind of destroyed all the source code by changing it. Because we had the original code, so we could use it to compare.
So at the time, you had the source code, they had the source code, and you had $1 million secured, correct?
No. We didn't get it secured because they left.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is that because they left, we couldn't sign. Of course, I didn't want to sign the paperwork for the funding because someone actually stole the IP, and what the investors, what they were investing into the people and the IP, correct? So of course I didn't want to take the money at the time.
Got it. So what did you end up doing afterwards in that period?
Well, we tried to fight them for a while. They just ignored us. They didn't really. They just stated that things were theirs and they had to return everything, and even though they never returned any of the hardware. They did, delivered completely broken source code, and we couldn't really do anything about it. So,
wow.
And they kind of went completely silent. I don't know if they really knew that how much we knew about that it was they founded the company before they left. And again, of course, they didn't know that we had the source code. And yeah, it was a little bit back and forth about with the lawyers. And what was really, really interesting is that one of the guys, so Michal, he demanded he demanded the rest of his salary from Designing Reality. Like that was like so cold. Like no, I never worked at the company. You don't exist. This is my stuff, but you should still pay me the rest of my salary.
Here's my salary.
Yeah. So and yeah, like asked to be removed from the webpage of the company, and yeah, so like I'm actually on this other screen. I'm looking at like the paperwork for the request for the salary. It's like it's looking back, all these years later. It's like how can you be so like I don't know what to say. Like you just stole everything from your own company, and you demand salary from your own company. At the same time, you say you don't you don't exist.
Have you talked to him since?
No, just through lawyers.
Legally, what can you actually do, or what are you in the process of doing?
Yeah, so we couldn't really do anything back in the day because they just ignored us. Like, what should we do? Like, they wouldn't even show up to court. And should I go to Slovakia and file a case in Slovakia of all places? Like, yeah. And the thing is, like, if I would have gone, or us would have gone, like the whole, like, full force, everything would have been destroyed anyways, and they would have just gone back to work at Microsoft like they did before, and Michael would have just gotten a job at some other company. Especially like if he would have been like had a police report about the deletion of data on the servers. I mean, that's you can actually take that to the police. But I thought they would like, yeah. Why should I do that? It would have
No, I know.
completely destroyed him, and it would have completely destroyed the project. It would have ended up being nothing, absolutely nothing.
And you would have taken a long time and a lot of resources to accomplish any of that.
Exactly. And then sometime later, the company was made public. The software was made public, and they started selling the software. And if we jump, because then we can go a little bit back. If you jump like forward until Epic Games acquired the Slovakian company and turned it into Epic Games Slovakia, I got a team to reverse engineer the code, as in the binaries for reality capture.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and because the reason why I mentioned before that they didn't know that we had the source code, we can do a comparison of the original source code all these years before to the Epic Games binaries, and we could find in many places completely unchanged things in the software. So they were so bold to not like change things up.
They kept it,
Like,
they kept it the
yeah,
same.
kept it the same. Like why would they not update any of it? Just leave it in as it is, and make it so obvious that it was absolutely the same, based on the same source code,
They
and
probably
still
just didn't
is.
care. They didn't even care. That's probably what it was.
Yeah, exactly. So and they still don't care.
Wow.
So
So that's,
so
yeah.
in between, Epic Games released, or not Epic Games, Reality Capture released publicly. Well, Reality Capture, the Windows executable,
Yep.
which is a photogrammetry software where you can input, I think, pictures,
Yep.
and it will output a 3D model. I've played around with it a little bit. It's pretty good. It's really solid, intuitive UI. I think there's like a button where you can click and it just does the entire thing for you as well.
Yeah, and talk about the UI, like some of the really early development of the software we still have running. We still have running binaries, have absolutely identical buttons, naming of things in the software.
Wow.
It's like scary.
So we got a question in the chat saying, when did you realize that there was a scheme brewing among them to take the software and run with it?
the middle of the night when they went into the servers and deleted the source code. So we saw it in the morning right away.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And then
And then
they were gone, right?
Then they were gone. Yep. Absolutely gone. Yep.
just like that, in
And
and out.
yeah, just like that. And I really quickly started looking into Slovakia, and I found their names in the company registry that they had founded a company with almost identical name. So, I put one and one together, and I said, okay. So they took everything, and they just wanted to fund their own, and as far as I know, they even didn't end up taking any investors.
Really?
And if they did, it was very small. You can see some movements of stock, but the main movements of stock are happening just before the acquisition from Epic Games, where
Do you know
like
how
all the
much they
stock.
acquired Reality Capture for?
Yep, 60 million US. And even though Epic is not publicly traded, this is something that I found out, and I have documentation about this, what they acquired them for.
So they
60.
stole everything. They didn't have to take any investors on, right? And then they sold it. So when they sold it, they probably they controlled what, almost 100% of the company.
Yeah, so when they founded the company, it was you can see in the founding paperwork that is 33.33% between the three. But you can go and look up that there are some movements of stock. So,
Wow.
but they didn't take any big investors by the looks of it. They probably took some European money, like research money.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't really have to take an investor, because
Right.
everything
They had everything for free, right?
every pretty much everything was ready. I mean, and that's the same thing they did. I mean, the clients that we had that were testing the software, like really early testers, they just took them as well. They took the kind of the marketing material, they took the pricing structure, you know.
And how did you find out about the whole Epic Games acquiring them before or after, like it made news?
No, just when they made the news, when it was announced
And,
on Epic Games webpage.
and did you ever, even when you found out, did you try reaching out to Epic,
Yep,
or
that's what we
you
did.
just let it go?
And I don't know when you want to share. I mean, we can screen share like the first document that was sent to Epic Games. It was sent directly to Tim. And if there's something in there that you want to ask about, go through, like people can ask who are watching. Here we can actually see our names and the ownership of the Designing Reality Incorporated. It is all there. And
I see. So the Slovakians combined had 30% of the company?
no, 45. And we had
45%.
45.
No, 45.
Yep, 45 and 45, and then it's
So
but then the 4% and 6% is 4% is one of the owners in the Icelandic entity. It was um, like a pre-seed funding that I got for the company, and then there's an option pool of 6%.
I see.
so it is
Got it.
Martin and Tomas, what are they? They're brothers, or?
They're brothers, yes, yeah. I mentioned that before. That I started with hiring Michael, and then hired Thomas and Martin, and they both came from Microsoft.
Wow.
So this was the original ownership, and then
Well, and that's how it
company
is still.
split it.
This is how it is still today. The Design and Reality Incorporated is still exists, and this is still they have never denied ownership of this company. This is still the case. We still own this together. The IP is all there.
Wow.
Wow.
And in this document, there's some basic information that we've been talking about, like when things happened, and like here we can see April 18th, 2013. Michael explains, or Michael explains in email some of the technical details concerning the project. And yeah.
I see. So at that time, you were also fundraising, talking to investors, and
Yeah,
just about
in summer
closing on
2013.
your seed
Yeah.
round.
Mm-hmm.
And like a $1 million seed round is pretty good in 2013.
Well, in
a decade
13,
ago,
yeah,
fundraising was very, very difficult.
1 million at 10%, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's a pretty good valuation in 2013.
Yeah, absolutely. Back in 2013, that's how much seed rounds were. Startups weren't as crazed as they are today with, mango seeds of $5, $10, $15 million for initial seed round and just hiring 50 people. It's a lot smaller. And in your case, you're closing in on that seed round. And right before you closed, the Slovakians all leave.
The Slovakians.
I can't pronounce their name. That's why I'm referring to them as the Slovakians. For the record, I have nothing against Slovakia nor people from Slovakia.
And to be very clear, I do not myself.
Just these three guys. That's it. Just these three Slovakians. That are issues with these.
I mean, not really issues. I just do not understand why they do not like. If I had never pulled them on board, they would have, the brothers would be still working at Microsoft, and Michael would be working for whoever, Google or whomever.
Mm-hmm.
They saw the opportunity, and they saw the possibility of how much money they can make with it. That's all it was. This was a crime of opportunity.
Yep. Well, people see money.
Yep. And in their case, a lot of money.
Yep. And then we had a little bit of back and forth with Epic after this letter was sent. I mean, this letter was just a friendly letter. You can see who it was sent to. It was Tim and Mark, or Mark and Christopher. And yeah.
So you sent it over to them, and how did the conversations with Epic Games go?
Well, Tim actually answered, and he answered 15 minutes later.
Oh wow, that's quick.
Yeah, that's quick.
Wow. He had 14 days, and he did it in 15 minutes.
15 minutes. And he said he was going to have his lawyers look at it, and they did. And it started in-house, and then they hired an external law firm to basically, just throw money at it. That's how the US, well, I mean, that's how the US legal system works. Just throw more money at it and you win.
Or hire a bunch of lobbyists to do it for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I've talked to so many law firms in the US. So many. Most of them work for Epic Games, so there's conflict of interest. I mean, Epic Games is pretty big. Or they didn't want to go up against Epic Games. Or, of course, time wasn't our friend. I mean, this was so many years later.
But so
But
what were you
yeah.
like? What was the outcome you were expecting from Epic Games? Like, what response were you looking for? For them to look into it and then try to void the purchase because they basically bought stolen.
Yeah, no, I was
Is that
happy
what you
with
were looking for?
I was happy with the purchase. The main thing was to get publicly known that we were part of the company, part of the development. And then, of course, we would want to get a cut of the sale, but we were never asking about the percentage that we owned of the original company. So we were just asking about that this was known and our names would be included in this.
What percentage of the sale would you be happy with?
Oh, I don't know. Just a fraction of it. But that was never like they went and fought right away. Like it was back and forth about that.
Mm-hmm.
And they never even made an offer. They never presented anything. They just
no. Just disagreed with everything. That so both that we didn't exist. There was absolutely nothing in common with the software. Even though we informed,
and that's from Epic.
That's from Epic, yeah. And then we informed Epic
Wow.
that we actually had the original source code, which the guys informed them that we didn't. And yeah, we've done extensive comparison of the original source code and the current binaries. And we have some videos comparing the software and the output. Many of it is still identical, which is a bit crazy so many years later.
Yeah, so even with all that, you still weren't able to get any like legal justification in the US, like as far as I know you said you had trouble finding a law firm, but if you with all that proof and everything's still the same, you still weren't able to get anything done.
Yeah, no. Like and what is really annoying is that I always believed Epic Games to be one of the good guys. I mean, they're fighting the big ones, like about like the the suit against Apple, about the 30% cut and them kicking them out of the App Store, the Fortnite stuff. Big fights with them for the users. But at the end of the day, they are just the same. They are not the good guys.
So you never thought about taking what you had and then approaching one of their competitors, their biggest competitor, and basically, even at that point, I'd be like, here, you can have it for free.
Yeah. I mean,
just to screw with them.
Yeah, no, that's been an idea, and even make it open source. Just give it away for free.
Yes, you're right.
Absolutely.
That would be the ultimate, slap in the face, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a big change now in the price structure from Epic Games. They are basically giving the software away for free if you make less than $1 million.
Wow.
So
they're democratizing reality capture, just trying to make it as open and easy to use for everyone.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're doing the same price kind of model they're doing with their the game engine, the Unreal Engine, and all the other software. Whereas like if you're like Small user, you get it for free. If you make more than 1 million, you have to pay like a yearly fee.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
So instead of paying the 3.5 grand or whatever it was in the end for a license, I think you pay like 2,000 something a year now.
Got it. Are
So
the
they're changing
Slovakians
that.
still with Epic Games right now?
I would expect they are. I mean, I've seen they've been going to conferences. I don't know if they're all three of them are. Many of the one they hired are still there. They're still in the support forums, like Facebook groups and so on. So I recognize a lot of the names still.
I see.
And yeah, but I mean the support for the software has never been good. It's always been very, very poor.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's the thing. It's like it's like hardcore kind of engineers coding. You forget about the users. You forget about like user interface, and you forget about like what users actually want. But it's good software. Good software, absolutely.
Makes
You're
good
talking about
models.
years and years of stress, man. That had to take like a lot out of you, right? Dealing with all that
Oh,
stuff.
no, absolutely. This is 1/3 of my life. It's gone.
So who do you
So
think was the ringleader of all of them?
I don't know.
The
Don't
brothers.
know.
The
I don't know.
Slovakians?
I
My
mean
money's on the brothers.
no, I mean the one of the brother was always he was always more kind of fair and understanding about things. The other brother, no, absolutely not. He got very
Yeah, but that all
angry.
changes. I'm sh- I'm sure that all changes with money, right?
Oh, no,
And the fairness
absolutely.
is out the window, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No. I
how
mean,
how,
like
how what was the timeline?
us getting, let's say us getting 10%, it wouldn't matter for them at all.
The what was the exact timeline from them doing that, and then Epic coming into the picture? Was it fairly quick?
No, it was so this is from 2013 to 21. So you can see that
So
the time
yeah, yeah.
the legal thing. So that's the tricky thing. Many of the things the and I think that's one of the reasons why they didn't sell before. I'm pretty sure they got offers to be acquired before, but some lawyers told them that they had to wait for this X amount of time, so it would be less likely to be like taken seriously in court,
Right.
even
During
if
that
we
time, you
had
never
all
had
the things.
the opportunity to get acquired by anybody else, or even even thought about even approaching Epic Games before them,
No, no, no,
like
not
between
really.
2013. No.
No, no. There were
So
some
if
discussions with other companies, but no, nothing public.
so if the Slovakians were here right now, what would you want to say to them? Is there anything you want to say to them?
We have them waiting in the waiting room. So yes.
It's a reality show.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
pop in.
3, 2, 1. They're gonna just
Yes,
pop
And
up, and now the Slovakians
no,
are
no,
here,
oh
yeah,
shit,
I
drama
mean,
time.
yeah, I mean, I would
dude.
love to sit down with them. Absolutely.
Holy shit, that would make this thing amazing. This show, if all of a
Yeah,
sudden the Slovakians just popped up out of nowhere,
yeah. No,
and
no,
we'd
no.
be bashing them.
I would be absolutely happy to talk to them. Absolutely.
Well, what would you say?
Well, I mean, Just ask them like why would they not like accept that this would have never happened if we didn't, start with designing reality.
Dude, all these years, their response right now would be so scripted and so rehearsed,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
that
By lawyers,
you'd
absolutely.
get yeah, you'd be so frustrated with their response that it's not even worth it. This,
No,
it sucks
I,
because you learn.
I would still want to hear it for sure. Absolutely. Because because then they would be saying it in public for others to hear.
Yeah, I think that would be a good
Because
conversation to
yeah.
have out. Out like you see them at a conference, you wait until they, one of them walks outside, you catch them on the sidewalk, and then like, hey, let's talk about this, right?
Yeah, but then I would much rather do it like this, right? For others to hear,
Yeah,
because
you're right.
I have so much documentations to back it up. I have so many emails I can pull out
And
where
they would
we
probably bullshit. They would
talk.
probably bullshit their way out of it. That's probably what they would do.
Well, they can
Or
try.
do you want to screen share and show anything that comes to mind?
Well, I guess I have to be very careful with sharing emails.
We should have had their pictures, Bobby. We should have had their pictures up, man.
The
We're
pictures
talking
of the
about these guys.
Slovakians, just
Well,
like a
Yeah,
hit
dude.
list.
I want to see what these guys look like, man.
yeah,
These mean,
I mean,
bad Slovakian dudes.
you can Google the acquisition page. Like if you just Google reality capture Epic Games, it should be like a page listing, when Epic acquired. If you want to share something,
Bobby, you should go on my LinkedIn post and tag them. Tag them on my LinkedIn post.
Oh man,
I'm serious, dude. You're on the computer. Just tag them.
Capture Epic.
Maybe they'll reach out and want to come on and talk to us.
Capturing reality is now part of.
Yeah, there you go.
Games.
Yeah, you can share that one.
I don't see any pictures of them though.
No. They wouldn't want to put a picture of themselves.
Oh, I thought we were gonna dox them in the podcast.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yes, go.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Well, you can find pictures of us together on Facebook. They're still there. They're in Iceland. I brought them to Iceland.
Do you want to share a picture? It's up to you. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do it.
No. I mean, they came to Iceland to sign all the paperwork for the founding of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And they paid for the founding papers in US dollars, because that's what you have to pay for the funding of the company. You have to buy the stock in US dollars. So yeah.
Wow.
That was all done, all documented, and all the paper, like the founding papers are it's a couple of hundred pages.
You should have never have let them leave. You should have made them stay in Iceland.
You should recruit Lewis as a hitman. I mean, he's got his DFR system.
Yeah.
He's got a new tactical Avada,
This guy.
that light kit. It'll blind people. You fly it at their face and just shine a light at them.
I want Lewis's cat. I heard he's pretty fierce.
I know. She's an attack cat. So you don't want to share these guys' pictures, but you're telling everybody, the whole world, that I'm a hitman, and then I'm gonna go to Slovakia and take out these 3 dudes, right? But you don't want to share your pictures.
I've no idea if they're in Slovakia now or not. Probably.
They probably have Slovakian bodyguards as well. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, Lewis. You gotta beat up a bunch of bodyguards.
They probably live on
beat them up.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, they probably live on a castle on top of a hill, and they have special Slovakian forces that protect them.
No, probably not. I'm everyone lives in a castle.
Yeah, you're right. Eastern Europe, everything was in a castle. You either have a castle or you don't.
Yeah, that's right. Um,
What was I gonna say? This
no,
this
I
this
mean, it would be
actually
interesting
with like
to after Epic learned about what they did. I wonder if Epic wanted to have them on the, you know, on the payroll, because if you're known from a former employee, or actually your own company, to go into the company's servers and steal
yeah.
source code. You want to have someone working for you that does something like this?
No, you know what they did? Epic didn't give any access to anything. They probably like, listen, guys, we're gonna set you up with some Gmail email accounts, right? We're not gonna give you any company email accounts. They probably locked them out of everything.
I don't
But
know.
what else?
I don't know.
Saying this this sounds like a good story for like a Netflix, some sort of like Netflix documentary or something, right?
Yeah. Oh no,
Netflix usually
absolutely.
does things like
And
this, right?
that has been discussed many times. Have you, if you have not, you guys, and I don't know, whoever is watching, you should definitely watch the $1 Billion Code on Netflix. It's about Google Earth. This
Hmm.
There are many similarities to this story.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah,
definitely.
Wow.
you should watch it. I think it's only 4 episodes or 5 episodes. It's in German, but you can have it like with subtitles or dubbed
Right.
on Netflix.
Hmm.
Translated.
Highly
Gotcha.
recommend that you watch it. $1 Billion Code,
Okay. We'll check it out for sure.
and
So,
it is a true story, absolutely true. And I actually know some of the guys that used to work at the company, the German company.
Hey, Bobby, I'm gonna steal your source code, dude.
that's why Skybrowse is always going to live in the cloud. I mean, people have
Mhm.
requested Skybrowse to, oh yeah, when are you going to build a local application? I don't
Yeah.
know. It's staying in our secure cloud. It's not going out because if we've got Icelandic hackers over here hacking Epic Games' source code, they
No,
can hack
no,
Skybrowse's
don't.
source code. That's for sure.
No, you better not hire any Slovakians, dude.
Hey, hey, Slovakia is a great country. I haven't been, but
Mhm.
I'm
Great
sure their
country,
people are nice as well.
huh? I wonder if I could actually share. Hold on.
Go for it.
How
Imagine
good
like
how
like
good is
in like a few
if I
years,
sh-
Epic Games turns
if I
into
share if I share a video, is it gonna play smooth?
give it a go.
All right, share screen.
Epic Games Slovakia turns into Heroic Games Slovakia.
Let's
They're
see
gonna turn
here.
into a 3D software company.
All right, Google Chrome. Oh, I have to quit and reopen.
Uh oh, no, no, it will absolutely ruin this podcast. It's
The
just
the live will go away.
endless
Hold
Shame
on.
you,
troubles.
Can
Riverside.
I give me 1 second. I'm gonna send you a link.
Send it to Lewis. I gotta run for like 2 seconds.
Well, that was quick and unexpected.
But it's already 2 seconds. Where you go?
I know,
Oh.
right?
Let's see. I had your let's see
Well, now
here.
we're gonna complicate all this.
I am gonna send you a link here. You should probably download and then play. I mean, it's a long and boring video, but it's.
Where you put in the chat?
No, let's see. You have the Gmail address, right?
Yes.
The IF,
LF, LF.
correct? Oh, it's LF. Hold on.
Yep.
LF. There you go. Actually, let me just. I'll send the link to both of you.
Oh my God! I was fighting off some burly Eastern Europeans at the door. They were
I thought you were fighting
big and
cats.
strong, but
they found you already.
I don't know. Those are some
found
thick
you.
accents. I couldn't really hear what they were saying, but I fended them off, locked the door, so we're back.
I'm
at the podcast.
I'm sending a link to that. I'm sending a link to download, and if feel free to share at least some of it. Screen share. You can pause it whenever you want.
Were you able to get the source code from them, Bobby?
The source
already
code
have
for
it, yeah.
Epic Games?
You want
Why
it?
would the bodyguards have it? Oh, sure. I'll take it. Maybe it'll help out with our videogrammetry. Just kidding. Videogrammetry is completely different than photogrammetry.
Not really.
Let's see what we got. What we got here? We got a video. I just downloaded a random video with no privacy blockers.
Yeah, there you go.
checkers.
Yeah,
This is how you're gonna
That's
steal
it.
my source code. Oh man.
Yep, it's gone, dude. He learned from the
MP4.
MP4
Oh, man, you got me good.
eyebrows.
Eyebrows. Dang it. My source code. Dang it. It's out in the open. I dropped my source code.
No,
Fuck.
it's just Sky. It's Sky with no E now. Now it's gonna be Sky with no E.
I know.
Sky Brown.
just the worst. Let's see what we got in this video right here.
Yeah, just let it play. It will come. It will come.
Camera calibration, designing reality software from 2013, codenamed 3D Reality.
So this is some of the very early user interface stuff. Here are some of the binaries. Many of the things here you can still see in reality capture software today. A lot of the namings, kind of how the buttons work, it's still there. It's crazy, actually.
Wow, look at that.
Again, this is very early, so remember that. But yeah, it's still there.
Wow, it looks
That's
better
a
than
quick match.
It looks better than the Sky Browse model.
This here.
Yeah.
This is still in reality capture. So this function even has the same name.
Hey, we do some of that for Midnight Sun.
Bobby, this is
I
so
know this
advanced
tech.
in Sky Browse, and it's 2013.
I know. Point size. Ooh, big points. Nice. Sample data.
Yeah, so just to download some sample data that they had on the Epic Games webpage. Just to do like comparison of the software, like before and after, and how it behaves,
so
how it
how it renders
out.
If you had the software, did you? How far away were you from launching the product?
No, it was already it was already being used by like testers, some clients. And what is cool about at this point, and this is something that reality capture doesn't show you today, is that it was showing you the calibration in real time. It was just showing you as the cameras were being added. Reality capture doesn't do that today, which is a shame because it's kind of cool to see. Again, this is just the same, just to show that it's the same naming. The reason why we're showing this is just to show the data sets. The same component naming schemes, it works exactly identical today, still today. It's absolutely insane that they haven't changed how this works.
Interesting. So you're using PMVS early on for that. I don't think CMVS was out yet in 2013. CMVS was
what
like
is
20.
It?
CMVS.
CMPMVS.
CMVS. Charlie. It's like a new matching methodology. It's like a enhanced matching methodology.
Oh, matching, yeah. So you can actually just skip that. You can go to the next. You can go to this. This is just showing the stereo reconstruction. There was no user interface for that one at the time. So yeah, you can show this
texture.
So so these are. Did you go back or? Oh no, here we go.
Forward. Yep.
Yeah. So this is kind of the comparison. It's almost identical results, even though the software is. You can see it's like 100, almost 100% the same. Again, this is going between the two softwares, the old software and the Epic Games software. And even here, the older software is better. So you can see the roof on the old software is all smooth, and then in Epic Games software, it's all rough.
Yeah, big difference.
But it's faster. It's faster. It's faster. Much faster, of course. You can see there.
Yeah, but it looks crappy. But it's faster. It looks crappier.
For some data, yeah. So it varies quite a lot. We did a lot of comparison where it's like sometimes it's identical, sometimes the old software is better, sometimes the new software is better. And this is how the old software made an output, like a preview render. So this is how it did. It jumped between the cameras. It has like a very distinct movement of, and this is the Epic Games software. It's identical, 100%. Even the movements, how the kind of the preview camera movements move, it's identical. Here, side by side.
Look at that. Wow.
It's not in the same order, but it's identical. Like the way it moves, and we will see it a little bit better in the next one, because that one, see how the camera rotates really rapidly, and you will see in both instances, the old software and the new software, that it will behave the same, which is very unique.
So even,
this is
even when they saw all of this, they still didn't care.
No,
yeah,
didn't care.
That's crazy. So let's go back to the story itself then. So in terms of the timeline, they took the source code, ran with it, and then afterwards, it seems like they perfected it or like iterated off of it to build a better MVP and then launched it. But also at the same time, you had the source code as well, correct?
So what they improved on was, of course, the structure for motion. Made it a lot more reliable and a lot faster. The multi-view stereo, they made a lot faster. Some cases better, some cases worse. They improved the texturing. And then, of course, they massively improved the user interface. And they of course added like license lock. The license lock was pretty good, because reality capture has not really ever been kind of made available illegally, which is very unusual for this kind of software, because you can always see software in this field where it pops up where you can have an illegal version of the software. That happened only like 2 or 3 times that I know of, that someone managed to break the kind of the license key. And and then some years later they added pay per pixel thing, where you could open the software, you can run everything for free, but any output you had to pay for the gigapixel textures and the kind of the processing of the triangles.
Yeah,
which is something we had already been working on and talking about. Yeah, that this would be the way that we could charge for software. I have some old documentation that we kind of list this feature, where enterprise pays a lot, and then any smaller project they can just pay for any project
Pay as you
that they
go.
manage to sell. Pay as you go. Yep. This is something that has now changed. This just changed. There's no pay as you go anymore. Now it's like free to $1 million and then subscription per year for enterprise.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy
Yeah.
that they launched and everything. So
Yeah, and
so you didn't
but
launch
I'm
the product because they were iterating off of it, and you didn't want to compete against them, and also
Nope.
it's a shitty move for them to steal the source code and leave, and also demand
Yep.
salary on top of that. Sorry
Yeah,
to
that's
hear.
the that's the kicker, man. Demanding salary.
no,
I'll feel
demanding
it, but
salary. It's
how'd you move?
absolutely crazy.
How'd you move on from all this? Like
I don't know.
at some point, or you're still kind of like kind of still living it, right? Even though it's been all
Well,
these
I
years.
mean, what I've kind of moved. I mean, I worked in the movie industry, gaming industry, mostly movie industry. I worked on some very big feature films using photogrammetry, using this technology.
Tell us some of them. What are like the biggest projects they did?
The biggest one is Everest, the film Everest. So
Yes.
all the surrounding mountains and Everest is photogrammetry. It's one of the biggest photogrammetry model ever made in Hollywood production. We can see some preview from that. I can find that. Let me see.
That's pretty cool. Mapping out mountains. We do that, but for a smaller scale. It's like parts of mountains.
Yeah. So worked for Netflix on many projects. But then lately, in the last couple of years, I've been mainly focused on engineering. So photogrammetry for engineering, and that's something that reality capture has some features of, but it's not very good. Working with coordinate spaces and reality capture is horrible. And it's probably never going to come back because the Epic Games they are not. I don't think they're interested in civil engineering.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So let's see here.
I see. All the 3D modeling companies got gobbled up. It seems like all the little ones they get gobbled up before they get too big.
Yeah, I mean,
even reality capture. I mean,
Acute 3D was acquired by Bentley. The Dutch company, what's it called, was gobbled up by Autodesk.
oh yes. Ah, dang it.
And so yeah, I sent you a video link if you want to play that one while we talk.
What we got? What we got?
Everest.
Oh,
So
look at that.
Photogrammetry of Everest from helicopter. Helicopter had 8 cameras on it.
That's a lot of cameras.
Yeah.
The VFX breakdown, 3D model of Everest.
Yeah, yeah. This is all photogrammetry.
Wow.
This is
pretty sweet.
This is more than 8 years ago.
Look at that.
Wow.
It's a very cool 3D model.
Got two nominations for Visual Effects Society. We were number 12 for the Oscar for nominations. All this photogrammetry behind, everything fake.
Oh, dang it. I thought they were actually
Wow.
on Everest.
The plan was to go to Everest.
I know.
But the big avalanche happened.
But the original, you said with 8 cameras. How long did that take to capture just the actual footage?
The pictures that were used in this project, I think they were captured over 3 years.
What? 3 years. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. I think that's the next thing I
Now,
want to do.
could this have been done with video instead of pictures, or?
I don't think you're gonna bring a film crew to a Hillary step.
I think Lewis is referring to like maybe drones or like a video camera attached to a helicopter.
Have you tried flying a drone at 8,000 meters?
No, I'm sure that's not going to work. You're right.
Most drones won't even lift off. They can't
Right,
fly.
because of
The air is too thin.
right, the air density, yeah.
Yeah, the helicopter with
interesting.
the helicopter with the cameras had to be empty. They had to remove all the seats because helicopters are not meant for flying so high.
I see a Reddit
Right, but if the helicopter was doing it
comment
like for the
saying, I
picture,
flew a stock Mavic 3 over Everest. Let me know what
Yeah.
you think.
Yeah, no,
But then the video's private.
No, but that has been done. Yeah, the Mavic 3 has flown on Everest. I think it's the only drone that has done that.
wow.
That is insane.
Yeah, probably didn't fly for very long, and it was probably flying at pretty
Yeah.
pretty
Did it
much
come
full
back?
power.
Yeah. Did it come back in one piece?
Yeah. No, there's a documentary about it. I'm pretty sure. I think I've seen it.
It's also on DJI's YouTube channel as well. Yeah, from 8,800 meters, flying that
Yep.
Mavic 3. That's insane.
Absolutely. But we didn't have the Mavic 3 8 years ago.
Right.
True.
So remember,
Yeah, the Phantom.
this is more than 8
Yeah, the
years
Phantom
ago.
one. Yeah, the Phantom one.
Yeah.
Insanity.
So,
Well,
yeah.
any parting words, any shout outs you'd like to give, Oliver, for coming on our pod?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, again, like I really would like to have a public discussion with the guys, like online, where we talk about these things. I think that would be excellent. Yeah. I mean, I guess for this, like, shout out to Ted, for connecting us for the podcast.
Shout out to
he's
Ted.
yeah,
Engineering.
he's connecting everyone
Yeah.
together for sure.
Ted's gonna be upset that his podcast didn't get to go live and yours did.
You'd be like, how did Oliver figure it out?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, turn off all the VPN and all the ad blocks.
I didn't do the ad block part. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Turned off VPN, switched Wi-Fi's and everything,
Yeah.
and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been fun to have Ted here as well. I'll be happy to be back. Talk about any photogrammetry. You can talk about photogrammetry and engineering, whatever.
Nice. This is a
I've been
3D
doing-
modeling podcast now.
Yeah. Talk about drones, the big drones,
So exciting.
thermal
So exciting
stuff,
for me.
multispectral,
Oh, man.
whatever.
Of course.
Talk about
all
cats.
sorts of 3D modeling. We love 3D models.
Speak-
I got a 3D model of my cat. I got multiple 3D models of my cat. Like,
There you
That's
go.
all you
Way too
do. You
many.
go around just
More than-
doing 3 miles of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you could use any video. Just take my cell phone and recording a video. But yeah, Lewis, next time we got to get a contract with Slovakian National Police. We're gonna get those Slovakians on this podcast, either in or without cuffs.
Could you track? Yeah. Track
So,
them down for us.
Should we not like show like
Where they live?
no
Sure, let's do it.
no like
You got the
like,
phone numbers?
at least one like a big 3D model that I've been working on lately for in engineering.
Mhm.
So in Iceland, I don't know if people know, We have had a lot of volcanic eruptions for the last few years, and then one town has gotten pretty damaged in the process. I sent you a link to a model that I captured and processed after one of the big earthquakes, or many earthquakes hit the town, and it's a pretty big area. It's not super detailed, because the purpose was to document the whole area as quickly as possible, and it was during the winter, so we only have a couple hours of daylight.
Got it.
So
using
I have
Nira, nice. Good
yes,
stuff. Nira's great.
I
Let's
use
see.
Nira
And we got
a
this.
lot.
That's a lot of triangles. That's
There
a
we go.
massive texture. Yeesh.
It's big.
How's it loading all this? Nira crack running these crazy
Nira's
CPUs
good.
rendering all this. Nira's not
Wow.
happy with this. It is big.
No, I think
wow.
I think no. I think it's your internet. Nira is pretty happy about this.
Hey, wait, critiquing my
This-
internet.
Well, I learned about the
Wow,
internet
look at
before we
that.
started. So go into the middle of the town, then you can see the big crack. You have to zoom out a little bit. And this is public. People
that
can have
right
a
there?
look.
Wow, look at
There
that.
you go. Yeah, that's the big crack.
Whoa.
Earthquake.
This goes
That's really
through the whole
wild.
town. You can double click in Nira to recenter. Yep. There you go.
I know. I've used this before.
Mhm.
I'm gonna change to helicopter.
It's not like he's ever.
Um,
It's never like he never used any 3D modeling software.
Yeah. So
Never.
I think Aras from Nira has to correct me if he's watching. I think this is the most watched or opened 3D model ever on Nira.
Really? Huh.
I think so.
You
Yeah.
gotta get him on the podcast.
This model crashed their servers for 3 days in a row.
Yeah, seriously, this thing is
Wow.
massive. Just looking at this, like, I can't imagine having to, render this and load this. Like,
Yeah, but
even if you had
there's
some
Sky,
nice computers.
there is another version of
Sky
this
browser
model.
crash.
There is another version of this model, and it includes all the cameras and all the pictures as well. It has 35,000 cameras.
This was what, a helicopter? Or what was
A
the
drone.
flight?
Drone.
Oh, what did you use?
Jeez, it's like a
It's
month's
a
worth of drone flights.
it's a Matrice 300 and P1.
Oh, the 300. Okay.
Yeah, and you can actually
How
see
long was
that
the
this
flight,
is
or how many flights?
2 days. It was 60. I think it was 62 flights.
And what was the
wow.
total picture? The count?
35,000.
That's insanity, man.
And
That's crazy.
the total model is much bigger.
This is a drone view
This
of the earthquake
Yep.
and the fault
Yep.
right here.
Mhm.
We got to get Aras on board and ask him, like, if he should be doing like tile streaming, stream like certain parts of the model as opposed to all of it at once, because that's definitely costing him a solid chunk of money. Like, if people are opening that and just like rotating around,
yeah.
he's losing money
Yeah.
just because of that 3D model.
Yeah. Have you
what
had
was the
him
pro-
on the?
What was the
No, I
processing
haven't had him
time
on
of
the
that model?
podcast. This podcast was originally for drones, and it's
Yeah,
turned
Nira is
into
used a lot.
3D modeling.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Nira is used so much for drone stuff. So
yeah, it's great. But all right, we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah.
Olafur,
Yeah.
thank you for
Lewis,
joining us.
you were
the
saying
podcast.
something?
How long did it take to render that model? What was the processing time?
This one was, I think it was 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
I have a big render for him.
Nice. Nice. All right,
Yeah.
everyone.
Well,
for
again, thanks.
attending.
Thanks for having
viewing.
me. Was there any
Thanks
final
for coming
questions
on.
from anyone watching? Probably not.
People
From
saying it's
Slovakia, maybe.
interesting. Well, that's part 2 of the podcast.
Oh, that's
The
part 2.
Slovakians return after
The fight.
after 9 years. We'll see.
Maybe-
All right, thanks
maybe-
guys. We'll see y'all
All right.
in the next one.
Thank you. All right. Cheers.